Alright, hello. This is going to be Solidworks CSWA practice problem 4.6. And if you want to follow along with the video, make sure to follow the link in the description, which will take you to the official Solidworks practice problem database. So let's get started. First of all, let's make sure our units are in MMGS. Then we'll start our sketch in the top plane here. And we're going to create our base first, which is going to be just one really big circle. And if you look on the right side of your engineering drawing, on the bottom view you'll see R80, typical, so which means this diameter should be 160. Now I'm going to draw a center line so I can constrain those kind of like starfish arms to this big circle that I just created. This center line kind of serves as a kind of like liaison between this circle and the starfish arms. And I'm just going to create a concentric pair of circles here. I'll go ahead and dimension them. So the inner one is going to be 13. The outer one is going to be 50. And first of all, the vertical dimension from this center point to this origin is going to be 65. Now I can still move it around like this, obviously not fixed. I'll leave it there for now. So now I'm going to draw a line. Try and get as close to the original drawing as possible. And then I'm going to go to arcs and get my tangent arc tool. Get my tangent arc tool like this. I'll curve upwards. And I'll add a tangent relation between the arc and the circle. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to start with a line. And then I'm going to get that tangent arc tool. And this I'll curve like downwards a little, like this. And I'll add that tangent relation again. Now I'm going to make these two arcs equal to each other. Then I'm going to add a radius of 12 to the arc, to both arcs. So this is the step. Well, actually, first of all, let me add a horizontal center line like this. And then we'll use a center line to create an angle between this top diagonal and the center line as being 75 degrees. And then from there, I'm going to say the angle between the top diagonal and this diagonal center line is 30 degrees. And then the angle between the bottom diagonal and this diagonal center line is also 30 degrees. And I know in the engineering drawing it says 60 degrees between these two diagonal lines, but this interpretation is the same thing. It means the same thing, except it's just symmetric. So you're kind of constraining the starfish arm with respect to this center line, which means you're indirectly constraining it to this big circle here, because the center line is coincident with its center point. So if you were to do the 60 degrees instead of the 230s, you would be left with an underdefined sketch. So from here, I'm going to trim away everything we don't need. Okay, now we're just left with one starfish arm. And now you can actually go ahead and use your mirror tool. And I'm gonna select everything that I just created, including those small arcs. And I guess I'll include the circle as well. So I'll mirror all that about the horizontal center line. Select OK. Then we show the planes. And I'm gonna click mirror again, and then I'm going to select I guess I'll just select everything again. And I'll mirror it about the right plane. Select OK. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that. Had to take care of something. But anyway, we're gonna, we just finished this mirror, so I'm going to mirror again. We actually don't need the planes anymore, so I'm gonna go back to my original view. So I'm gonna click mirror again, and I'm gonna select everything again. I'm going to mirror it about the same horizontal center line we created earlier, like this. And there we go. So there's your 4 starfish arms. And now I'm just going to use trim entities to trim this excess of the circles. And it seems like I forgot to add those 2 circles, so I'm just going to add them here. Let's just control click these circles, and I'll just control click this one and make them all equal, like this. Okay, so from here, I'm going to, actually these constraints are a little distracting. Let me turn them off real quick. Let's see. I'm going to turn off view sketch relations for now, just to make it a little easier. So let's create a center rectangle here. And this center rectangle is going to be 100 on one side. So let's say 100 on this side, 100. And then the distance between origin and right side or left side is going to be 50. So there's your rectangle. Then let's add some fillets. R15 fillets to all 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Select OK. And then we're going to offset all of this by 6. And the reason I know it's 6 is because when you look at the section AA view, you'll get the width of the extrusion, the square extrusion. So we're going to offset, but reverse it so that it offsets inward like this. So select OK. And then from here, we're going to add 4 circles. I'm just going to mirror them. So let me just add a vertical center line. I know there's a lot of center lines, so it's getting a little difficult to know which one's which, but bear with me. So we're going to have a circle. If I'm not mistaken, the circle center should actually be coincident with the center lines. Definitely looks that way from the drawing. And its diameter is going to be 23. So 23. Oh. Diameter is 23. Then its vertical distance from origin is going to be 22. '23, 22. Yes. Yes. And then you just mirror this onto the other 4 sides. So I'm going to go mirror entities, select that entity, mirror other side, select OK. Then we're just going to repeat that process for the bottom side. Select OK. That should be your completed primary sketch. So I'm going to select feature, extrude bus base. So now the base is going to be extruded by 20. So let's start there. So 20, blind extrude. Now let's select the base, including this. Actually, let's just select everything. Yes, everything. So select OK. So that's the whole thing. And then we'll do another extrusion. Extrude bus base. Clicking the same sketch. Except this time we're going to change the extrusion depth to 25. And then the contour we're going to select is that square extrusion. So this. But we're not going to do a blind extrusion. We're going to do actually no, it is blind, but we're not going to do it from a sketch plane. We're going to do it from a surface, and that surface is going to be this top surface. So 25 blind extrusion from top surface, just for the the square extrusion. So select OK. So that's it for the top side. Now the only thing left to do is to get this kind of circular ring cut on the bottom. So I'm going to start a new sketch on this bottom face. And then from origin, I'll create a concentric pair. The inner diameter is 105. And the outer diameter is 145. 105 and 145. And we're just going to do a feature extrude cut. And we're going to blind extrude it at depth of 3. And you know it's 3 from the section AA view. And then we'll select OK. So it should be a clean cut of 3. And that should be the entire completed part. So let's go ahead and check the answer. So I'm going to evaluate mass properties. And for my volume, I'm getting 551,487 cubic millimeters for the volume. 551,487. So hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.